Welcome in, everybody, to the College Football Betting YouTube channel. Before we get to the video you came here for, please do me a very quick favor. Do your boy a solid. Go ahead, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Really does help me grow, really does help this audience grow. And, of course, we are going to be giving you good, unique, fun, informed college football betting content all season long. Also, of course, you can find full episodes of College Football Betting with Aaron Torres wherever you download podcasts, Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, etc. Now let's get to the video you came here for. And let's do a team that is an entity just completely unto themselves. Oh, you know where I'm going, baby. The eyes of Texas are upon us. All right, the Texas Longhorns. So we got to talk Texas. Insert your own as Texas back joke. Da-da-da-da-da. We get it. Year one, Steve Sarkisian did not go as planned. 5-7. What was it? 6 straight losses in the middle of the year. They get punked by Arkansas at Arkansas. They lose to Kansas at home, which we just talked about. And it was really, really bad at Texas. Now, I do give him credit, Steve Sarkisian, for a couple things. One, did beat Kansas State to end the regular season. I should mention, by the way, their over-under win total, according to DraftKings, is 8.5. Like Oklahoma, more money coming in on the under of 8.5 minus 120 than the over of plus 100. But when I look at Texas, first of all, credit Sark, right? Like, it didn't go well. I'm not dismissing what happened last year, but Nick Saban wasn't great his first year at Bama. Whatever. Not everybody's perfect their first year. But he has created a lot of positive momentum this offseason, not only with that high school recruiting class of 2023, but also with what he did this offseason to close out the 2022 class and then, of course, in the transfer portal. Quinn Ewers is in at quarterback, and we can do this song and dance that Quinn Ewers hasn't officially won the job yet. You don't sign the former number one recruit in the class of 2022 and not play him, especially in a season that you got to win games. I mean, even if he's not better in camp, you just can't not play him. I'm sorry. They also took care of business in the portal. Isaiah Nayor, really talented wide receiver from Wyoming. He had a great spring game, by the way, for the Texas Longhorns. Caught a touchdown pass last year, 12 touchdown catches for the Wyoming Cowboys. Keep the party going. They got Jaleel Billingsley and Ajayi Hall from Alabama. And as I said, really good 2022 recruiting class that has a lot of young talent in the program, especially in the trenches, especially on the offensive line. So that's the good with Texas. That's why there's excitement with Texas. Here's where I get a little bit concerned, though, besides the fact that it's just Texas and nothing ever seems to go as planned. One, did you hear what I just said about all that portal talent? A lot of talent at quarterback, a lot of talent at wide receiver. I didn't even mention Bijan Robinson is back at running back. I did not mention that Xavier Worthy, one of the best freshman wide receivers in America, one of the best wide receivers, period, is back as well. Here's where I get concerned, though. They were already really good on offense last year. They averaged 35 points per game last year. I used the analogy, as a matter of fact, on the Aaron Torres Sports podcast. And for those of you who listen to both, when the AP poll or the coaches poll came out the other day, what I said is this. What I said is Texas loading up on the offensive side of the ball when they were already good there. It's like being a basketball player and being an elite athlete and knowing you can dunk and finish at the rim anytime you want, but knowing you need to work on your jump shot all summer and then just going to the gym and practicing your dunks. Or being great driving to the right, but know you got to work on your left and you just continue to drive to the right. I don't know that there's that much excitement because the problem wasn't on offense. The problem was on defense. And so really outside of Ryan Watts, a cornerback transfer from Ohio State, I don't really know how much of an upgrade there was there. Now, there's some young talent in the program in part of the 2022 class, but are those guys ready to contribute right away? I don't think so. And so for me, that is where the concern comes in with Texas. I just don't know how much better this defense is going to be. What I would continue to say about Texas, too, is this. I think for all the positive momentum, we just got to go back to last spring, not even last school year, last season, when they had the whole situation on the bus, Bo Davis, the defensive line coach, is yelling and screaming. Never forget, during spring practice, Moro Ajomo, veteran defensive lineman, basically went to the podium and said, we still got too many young guys in this program that are about the wrong things. And so I guess my thing is I'm supposed to sit here and believe that in one offseason, the culture has completely changed when even at the end of spring practice, the veterans were concerned about this? Not to mention that you bring in a couple, kind of guys that had some off-the-field issues at Alabama, Jaleel Billingsley and Ajayi Hall. And I think that's where my concern is. The issues from last year are not gone, and they were expressed again during the spring. To take it a step further, here's my another question. We have seen in the past where one bad game can be a trickle-down effect for Texas, where one loss can turn into 2, turn into 3, turn into 4. Well, who do they play in week 2 of the college football season? They play Alabama at home. And if Alabama steamrolls them, and DraftKings currently has them as a 14.5-point favorite, if Alabama steamrolls them, now they do get UTSA the next week, but does that become a situation where they lose a game that they shouldn't when they have to go to Texas Tech, or they lose a game that they shouldn't because they're so beat up mentally and physically from playing Alabama? So I'm not sitting here saying Texas can't be good and can't hit the over-under of 8.5. What I'm just saying is I ain't going to be the one to bet it because to me, I think Texas is fascinating, but we're here to make money. We're here to make bets that might actually cash. And it's what I said with Nebraska the other day. I see the path for Nebraska to hit their over. In their case, it's 7.5. Texas's case, it's 8.5. I just can't sit here in good conscience and tell all of you to spend your hard-earned money doing just that. I just want to